Good morning, welcome to Motivational Monday. We're going to talk in this video about the fact that there are no coincidences. I've just noticed that in the corner. I'm surrounded by boxes because if you've been following my Instagram, you will see there's so much going on, and it's really exciting. If you're hearing banging in the background, that's because the carpets are going down today, which is so exciting. That is like... let's talk about this first, and then we'll do the law of attraction, traffic lights, manifesting, and is it just a coincidence? So I woke up this morning and I was like, it feels kind of like your wedding day or something like that. And I was encouraged yesterday, by a lady who might be watching, to possibly look at writing a book, a non-fiction obviously, but it will be kind of a narrative, but also a little bit of a guide to renovations for beginners. You know, I obviously haven't done the renovations as such, but I've got really involved, and there's loads of little things that I've learned. Tell me if you like that idea or not. I think it's a pretty good idea. I haven't written at all for ages properly. I mean, I do journal every single day, but I've really missed it. Really missed it. So now carpet's going down, so make sure you head over to my Instagram on @LouLusherLife. I know some of you follow my writer one, but Lou Lusher Life is where I'm putting sort of the homey stuff, because I try and keep my writer ones just writing. So how are you? Have you been enjoying the beautiful weather? If you're from the UK and if you're from the States, I hope things over there are okay with you. I've finally done my hair today. I've been in a ponytail for like 3 days now, and I don't really like that. Anyway, I feel really chatty. I feel like I'm going to sit really just chinwag with you today, but I won't. So I feel like my quill is calling me, and I've just seen it over there, an actual quill that it's not very nice to write with, so I'll just leave it as decorative now. But yeah, I do really feel like I need to get on and do some writing, seriously, but because of the lockdown situation, we can't travel, so I can't do the travel reviews and stuff. Then I'm kind of like very much thinking this is a great time to be at home. I've realised how much I'm actually at home. I'm that person that people just assume you're going to be in, so they don't call you first to say, are you in? Because I come around and do the whatever. They just know that I'm going to be here, and that was never me. I was always like rushing here, rushing there, rushing everywhere. But I've actually really loved it, and a big part of my research project that I'm looking at doing, which I haven't told you about, I'm looking at doing a research project on how people felt during lockdown, because I don't think it's all bad. It's a study called phenomenology, and it's basically taking a phenomenon that happened and learning from it. And I think we've got so much to learn from lockdown in the way that we live our lives. So many people have kind of like missed working and in an office. Some people have loved working from home. So many people have not missed the commute. You know, there's all these kinds of things, and I think and I think it probably would be very different for the southeast of England to the north of England and other countries that haven't had all this like furlough stuff and that. Oh my God, I'm getting really political. That's not what I do. Okay, let's park that. Did you hear that? Oh, the carpet's going down. It's brilliant. Honestly, go look at my Instagram story. You'll need to be quick. It's over there. I've done a little run through of the house. Real spoiler alert there. Just of the floors, but you can kind of see a little bit what's going on. And obviously I'm going to edit the vlogs. So, law of attraction and changing the traffic lights. Now, this is where majority of people start. Parking spaces or changing the traffic lights. Now, if you're still watching this far in, can you please hashtag below The Secret? The Secret is a great place to start, but I feel it's quite in depth, and it is quite a little bit difficult to get your head around, especially if you've been brought up to not know about this sort of stuff like me. I was definitely that person who was taught that the glass is half empty. I might have told you the other day I found a little flower card from my dad when I first bought this house, and he said, congratulations to the new homeowner. Lovely, thank you, Dad. And then it said, I hope things finally begin to improve for you. Can you hear that terminology? That's what I grew up around. Now, the meaning, the intent behind it was nice, but the terminology was like, oh my God, your life is just so awful. Oh my God, let's hope, fingers crossed, this might be all right now. Things might start to get better. And finally, you know, no, I was happy. And when I came to this house, it was like my dream house. And I rented it initially to start with because I didn't have the belief that I could have bought it. Anyway, so starting off with The Secret is great, but if you've been in that place, it can be really mind-blowing. So you might need to start a little bit more basic than that. If you're like, I don't know about this sounds like bullshit to me. I just said that. then start with things that you think, that was a coincidence, surely not. And then you'll have so many coincidences that you'll be like, all right, maybe there is something in this. And then you'll be like, absolutely, I've said that and that's appeared. Jasmine and I like that, like all the time now. I can't remember what it was she said the other day, but it was something so poignant that she said it, and then it was, you couldn't mistake it. You could not mistake whatever it was she said. The next thing was like, there it was. And she was like, oh, and I'm like, oh no. So I'm going to just do this as my thumbnail like that. Did you see that? Yeah. So I'm not going to screenshot that. I'm actually going to take a photo and make that my thumbnail. So start with traffic lights. Now, some of you may not be driving an awful lot at the minute, and I'm not encouraging you to go drive if that's not something you want to do. But when you're out driving, assuming you do, most people do, so I'm going to stick with this. Get to a traffic light, and if it's red, you can even just go green please, green please. I do this all the time, green, 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 and or I'll keep driving almost to the point that I might have to do a semi-emergency stop. Obviously be careful and check your rearview mirror, but almost to the point that I know that that light is going to change before I actually stop the car. And I don't have a handbrake, but do I? I don't have a handbrake. No, I don't have a handbrake. That's just completely blown my mind. I had to think for a minute. I must have been distracted when I picked my car up or something. I don't know. So they go through all these things with you, don't they? And so parking, approaching the traffic lights. Sorry, I completely lost my train of thought there. So approaching the traffic lights, and they're red or whatever, you can generally tell as well if the cars have been there a little while. So I think that does give you a slight belief. If there's a bit of a traffic of cars in another lane and you're going to go into the lane where there's none, you think, okay, we're going to go because they're going to change, and they do. And you do that enough times and you're going to think, there might be something in this. And then you're going to start with bigger things, and you're going to start to manifest people saying things to you, or somebody texting you that you wasn't expecting, or an old friend getting in contact. And when these things happen, you're like, okay. And these are the sort of insignificant to life things. Oh, that's quite powerful actually. Listen to this, right? Really listen. Have I got your attention? Put down whatever that was that you was fiddling with. Right. The things that are a little bit insignificant, that aren't going to be necessarily life-changing, will lead you towards the things that are life-changing. Because you might start with the traffic lights and somebody bringing you a cup of coffee, or somebody phoning you, or these things that might not make a difference there and then, but it give you the belief pattern. And then when you start to get the belief, you'll then be on to bigger things where you're like, okay, so I can now manifest that. It really depends on belief. It honestly, it does. So I used some terminology the other day, which was, it was on my podcast, and that was a bit bad of me, and it just came out of my mouth because they keep telling me, you know, with my health struggles, that I'm never going to get better, I can't improve it. So my belief is, okay, I'm going to try and at least keep it where it is so it doesn't get any worse. But I think, you know what, if you really worked on it, you could make improvements, and certain things, obviously, well, I don't know, yeah, miracles happen. I'm going to stand by that. If you haven't seen Down to Earth with Zac Efron, who the hell is Zac Efron? Zac Efron on Netflix. Please go and watch that. Episode number 2, they talk about water, which is great, about the nutrients and what you get in water for your body and all that. And then they talk in the second half about miracles happening, and there is so much proof that miracles actually do happen. And then they've gone on to a lot of things that are really deep and really talk about longevity of life. It's all kind of my nutrition, this sort of stuff. My Instagram is going nuts this morning. What is going on? I'm filming this on my phone, so all the notifications come up. So if you could, I'm covered in paint. Oh my goodness, how embarrassing is this? So if you start to, they're not banging so much. Might be carpet time next. So if you start to manifest the traffic lights, you'll then start to have the belief that you can manifest bigger things. And when you do, that's when the big time stuff happens. So start off with the thing that you think might be the easiest for you. Like, I make no secret about it, there's one area that I struggle with. I think I might be getting there. I think I might be, but I'm not there yet. It needs work. And like all of these things, you do have to check yourself. Now, I'm pretty much, I only occasionally stumble upon certain subjects, and there tends to be the big subjects, doesn't it? It's like the car, the house, the holidays, the money, tend to be material things, but not always. The health, the happiness. I mean, for me, that's my number one, happiness and freedom. love, obviously. And then within love comes loads of things, doesn't it? You know, wanting a great sex life, who doesn't want that? You know, and then all these other things. And oh my god, I'm such a manifester. I'm going to say goodbye on that note, because there's no way I'm going to be able to continue with this video. You mean the world to me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you as soon as I can. But do go over and check out my Instagram. All right, lots of love. Bye bye from me.